Today I'm reviewing the Harman-Kardon Enchant-1100 Dolby Atmos Soundbar with the Enchant Subwoofer, 2026. If you want to check current pricing or availability, it's linked below. I've been using this system in my living room paired with my TV for movies, streaming shows, gaming, and music. This review reflects real-world experience rather than just looking at specs. Let's set expectations early. This isn't a full custom surround speaker system with discrete rear channels and ceiling speakers. It's a packaged soundbar and subwoofer designed to elevate TV audio with Dolby Atmos and broader presence without complex installation. In everyday listening, the Enchant-1100 improves richness and separation compared with typical TV speakers. Dialogue feels more grounded and clearer, and most soundtracks open up with more spatial cues. When Atmos-encoded content plays, there's a sense of vertical space and height that feels more immersive than simple stereo, especially in movies with overhead effects. That effect isn't as pronounced as with dedicated height speakers, but it's noticeable in practical use. For music, the soundbar delivers a fuller performance than basic bars. Vocals and mid-range instruments have presence, and the soundstage spreads beyond the edges of the bar itself. It's not studio reference fidelity, but for casual listening alongside TV and videos, it feels satisfying. The included Enchant Subwoofer makes a measurable difference in low-end response. Explosions, deeper bass lines, and ambient rumbles carry more weight than you'd get with an internal bar sub alone. It doesn't shake the room like large traditional subwoofers, but it provides a solid foundation that keeps music and movies sounding balanced. In terms of placement and usability, the setup was straightforward. HDMI connectivity simplifies hooking it up to a modern TV, and Bluetooth lets me stream music without extra cables. The remote and on-screen indicators make everyday adjustments intuitive without needing a complicated calibration process. On the practical side, there are some trade-offs. At very high volume levels, particularly in complex soundtracks, the system can lose a bit of refinement, highs become less distinct and low frequencies can dominate. It doesn't distort badly, but the tonal balance becomes less detailed than more expensive separates or larger dedicated systems. Another point is that while the Atmos effect adds height sensation, it's not on par with setups that use ceiling or upward firing speakers placed around the room with dedicated amps. Here, the height cues are delivered through processing in the bar's drivers, noticeable, but somewhat subtle compared with full discrete systems. Noise behavior is predictable. The bar and sub stay clean through most levels, and neither component introduces distracting artifacts. For quiet domestic cues, TV shows, gaming, background music, the system feels controlled and composed. Now let's position this system logically. If you compared this to typical TV sound alone, the Enchant-1100 Plus subwoofer gives a clearly richer and more immersive experience that most buyers notice right away. Against high-end custom surround speaker arrays with separate amplifiers and multiple channels, those setups still outperform in clarity, detail, and true multidimensional spatial immersion. That's expected given the price and design. Where this system makes sense well is for people who want a tangible upgrade from TV speakers, prefer an easier, cleaner setup without lots of wires, value a sense of height and space from Dolby Atmos content, like deeper bass without adding large components, want versatile connectivity for TV and streaming audio and everyday use. It feels like a practical living room upgrade that doesn't require specialized installation or calibration. So here's the rational evaluation. The Harman-Kardon Enchant-1100 with its Enchant Subwoofer delivers a noticeable, well-rounded improvement over built-in TV audio in most basic bars. It doesn't pretend to match large custom surround systems, but in its category, it offers balanced spatial enhancement, satisfying bass support, and effortless connectivity. Check current pricing below and evaluate it against your needs.